You know where we are? This is the Dizzy Bowl.
It's the Dizzy Vault. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I understand you brought down some records to, like,
All the way down here to the
surprise
vault.
me with?
That's
Down
it.
to the
Yeah.
vault.
So grab bag.
And you know, I'm standing behind in front of my
Okay.
man, Jimi Hendrix.
Yep, there he is. So first up, you can tell what that is, can't you? From just the brown cover on the back.
Is that Diana Ross?
No, it's not Diana Ross. Well, that's a good guess. I like that. No, it's Jethro Tull, "Living in the Past." Sometimes we do some living in the past. This is
The guitarist from that is touring, you know.
from Jethro Tull.
You're from Jethro Tull.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head who that is. He is out there touring.
So this was a kind of a nice package because it had originally, I mean, one of the records is inside that sleeve there, and there's Ian Anderson. You know, a lot of times people would always say, "Oh, so that's Jethro Tull." No, that's Ian Anderson is the performer.
And singer, right?
And singer of Jethro Tull. They like the name Jethro Tull that I pulled out of some book. I mean, I believe I think he's some mythical character from a prior time. I don't really know, but you know, to have all these photos inside was great. But when they re-put it out later, it was like, this is expensive. We don't want to have all this fine photography inside. So later copies of Living in the Past doesn't have it. So if you're looking for Living in the Past, try to get that original if you can. And this is, I believe, if I remember right, it was more of a compilation record. Past.
I think that we should recognize that I've recently, there's been a lot of vinyl community channels that have had the best 25 British rock bands, and Jethro Tull always falls within that category.
And it should. I mean, maybe it shouldn't have won that first Grammy as rock metal band or whatever it was, but but Jethro Tull is definitely
and they came out
with
quality
legend.
records. One
They
right
did.
after
They
the other.
did all the time. I especially like
Really
songs
good.
for the Woods, songs from the Woods. Robin Trower, Bridge of Sighs.
He's still out performing too.
Yeah, I never realized how much he was influenced by Jimi Hendrix, but he said that's what he emulated, and now looking back, because I used to listen to this a lot in the '80s, I can hear it. It's like, oh yeah, now I get it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but at the time it was just great music to kind of mellow out to, and just think about different things while listening to this great music that would almost put you in a trance to some extent. But I really enjoyed Robin Trower's records. And they aren't too pricey. Usually you can find Robin Trower
they're
not too
definitely.
for a reasonable price. How about this band, Dizzy? The Trogs, Wild Thing.
Well, I remember the baseball movie where the pitcher.
Named Wild Thing.
Yeah.
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 And they play that.
They
song
played
in
that song when it came out. It's
And,
funny how new things come into your vernacular of a song that you used to enjoy.
It's an all-time great song.
It is a great song. I got to see a band in Pioneer Square one time, and they had a female drummer that would stand up when they did Wild Thing, and I was like, wow, that's cool, and they should probably do more of that kind of thing where drummers stand and sing along with the whole thing. But somehow she was able to work her set and still stand and sing at the same time, and fun song to play.
I would have
Sure.
loved to, to have seen that band. I would have loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
Ooh, boy, you got a good one here.
T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Bolin. So you have
You
any
mean
thoughts?
Tommy Bolin?
Tommy Bolin. There you go, Tommy Bolin. Is that right? I don't.
No, it is Tommy Bolin.
Okay. No, it says Mark. Mark.
Oh, Mark
Bolin.
Bolin. I'm sorry. You're right. There is a Tommy Bolin. But
This is more his error than mine.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
even down here in the vault, you know, it's awfully dark. You know, it's hard to sometimes.
Well,
see
you know,
things.
my wife has kicked me out down here today, and so I have to do what I can do.
That's it. Mickey Finn, backing vocals. There's, you know, T-Rex. You know, he was getting high for one thing, and maybe did too many mushrooms or whatever. But I've heard some of his recordings that were just nothing but garbage. And then there's others that are just great, like Bang a Gong, that are just great pop music. And I'm sure his record producers were like, "Give me more of that. I want more of that, please." But he would do his own thing, and sometimes they'd get something great, and sometimes not so great. But,
That's not true of so many artists. We can't
That's true.
nail him for this.
Yeah. What do we got next? We got Steve Winwood, Capaldi,
Still out there touring.
Rick Gretsch.
I believe his latest tour.
Jim Gordon.
He's
Jim
been,
Gordon's on the
He's
band
been
anymore.
touring as a double bill with Doobie Brothers.
Huh. So this is Traffic, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely Traffic.
it's basically just Traffic. But they didn't put Traffic on the cover of this. Instead, they went for some high stuff like, you know, what are we eating today? Yeah.
Well, it's got Jim Gordon, which is, you know, the from that period, the
quintessential
best
drummer.
you
Yeah.
could get.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic at the time. Dave Mason, Chris Woods. Yeah.
Capaldi.
I love all the Traffic records.
Yeah.
Well, there's one I don't. I think there's one I don't really care for. But I think I'm mixing things up. I am mixing something up. There's another.
No, there
band.
was one that I thought was weak.
Okay.
I think it was called like Flying High Ahead an Eagle or something on the cover. It
Yeah.
wasn't as
Strong as some of the other
yeah,
ones.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, definitely one to check out. Traffic. Enjoy a lot of Traffic.
Well, here's
another
another
Traffic.
one. You've got a good one
There's
there.
another fine one. I mean, they did Mr. Fantasy, you know.
What a great album that is.
Right,
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Uh-huh.
Light My Fire, man.
Mm-hmm. But this one's Feeling All Right. Mm-hmm. Definitely feeling all right listening to this one by Traffic. And this one, I believe, opens up as well. If I... Holy smokes, what's opening up over here? Oh,
Well, it's got a lot of pages to it.
a couple of pages at least to it. Oh yeah. Another one, you know, if you can get the original, you got these photos in it, and that's always, you know, fun to see those artists performing. And next up, we've got a favorite of mine for sure. I wonder if Dizzy can tell from just the back. You got it?
Well, I know it's not Eastburn. I did see it. A quick
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
So it's Urban Renewal.
Urban
Renewal, Tower of Power's Urban Renewal. This one, There's Only So Much Oil in the Ground is the one that really, well, I love the whole record, but that one I remember listening to a lot in the 80s, you know, when you're thinking about it, but it gets even more important now when you're driving around in your car, and you got to remember there's only so much oil in the ground. So, you know, they were taking on the topics of the day, and that's always cool to me when they dip their toe in the politics a little bit, or just state how life is. And Tower of Power, always a great one to listen to, and
Still performing, still do a full year tour. You know, it's
Yep.
like they start in January and end in December. And
Yep.
they take a short break at the end of the year, and then they're back on the road again.
that's it.
And still have 2 original members, I believe. That
Or three. The drummer,
Three.
Capaldi,
Krupka?
Kupka,
Krupka?
Doc Kupka, and Emilio. Emilio is that Estevez? Am I getting that right? I'm mixing things up.
Yeah, I know who you're thinking of.
But those three are all still there. But
And
you know,
still sounding fantastic. They sound just like their records. Still, you've seen them many times live. I've never
Uh-huh.
seen them live.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, no.
you're a strong believer, and if you see them coming to town, get your tickets.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a little pricier sometimes nowadays, but
Well, you've seen them in jazz clubs, which are fairly small,
yeah, but
and
still,
and that's a great way to see them.
it is a great way to see them. But again, you're probably talking $100 a ticket. But I remember the days where I got to see them for $20. Yeah, I know, but
it'd be great sight lines.
It's hard when you're an old guy
and
and you
you're
remember
sitting
seeing-
in a booth.
Yeah.
And they're serving cocktails and hors d'oeuvres and dinner if you want.
Yeah, yeah. That's all good.
You know, if you're going to spend a lot of money, why not have something really deluxe?
Yeah.
I'm talking about a gourmet dinner, you know, cocktails in a booth,
Yep.
comfortable. You kind of stretch out, you know, nobody in front of you. Really,
Yeah, but they also
bother.
play the casinos, and sometimes that's
Oh,
not
they
always-
and
always
and
as
large
easy.
event centers and theaters.
Yep,
yeah,
yep, yep.
oh yeah, I know.
Next up, we got Three Dog Night. Now, I think they first started out called the Redwoods. You know, I remember reading Brian Wilson's book there, where he had them before they, you know, became known as Three Dog Night, over to his house where he was playing piano, and he had them singing. He just going, wow, would that have been nice. But I always enjoyed Three Dog Night. They still tour somewhat.
No, they tour. They do a whole year, and they are on the casino tour.
Tours, yeah, for sure. And I got to see them, you know, probably 15 years ago on that casino tour, and you know, I still like them. It's old guys performing songs from the 60s.
Well, it's amazing
but-
because some of their original lead singers are now
right.
touring a solo themselves and doing the cruise ship lines.
Oh,
and
maybe
things
I don't.
Like that.
I don't know
Yeah.
on that. I don't know on
Yeah,
that. But
yeah, I do.
just, you know, Eli's Coming. All that. I mean, they just had hit after hit after hit, and just 3-part vocals, male harmony was great. How about this one, The Midnighters?
I couldn't tell you
Oh
anything
wow!
about the
Look at that.
Midnighters,
He
no.
doesn't. Well, this is a Chicano band.
Oh, really?
Out of
That
L.A.
surprised me.
And you know, I think they, you know, they're stealing the name a little bit from the Midnighters, Hank Ballard and the Midnighters. But this is the Midnighters, and they did a lot of covers. They, you know, Going Out of My Head, that kind of thing. I think they. Land of a Thousand Dances, I think, was one of their biggest, but it wasn't their original hit. They were covering
Wilson Pickett
somebody
did
else's,
that.
and yeah, he covered it too. You know, but they did get some notoriety, and you know, it's you know, a first, a Chicano band coming out of L.A. and having some interesting sounds. I mean, they also kind of were between your doo-wop and your 60s rock soul sound. So, you know, another interesting band to check out. Well, that's all I've got for this grab
You know,
bag.
sometimes you have a lot of good information. Champ, I'm going to give it to you on that.
Once in a while. All right. Have a good evening, morning, whatever it may be, and we'll catch you next time. Champ out.